May I announce to you that your joy will be full today in the mighty name of Jesus. If you have come here with a sincere heart to meet with God, I can make that announcement to you boldly that your joy will be full in the mighty name of Jesus. Because the Bible says in the presence of God, there is what? It's fullness of joy. So please be ready to receive from God. And I know as you receive from Him, that your joy will be full in the mighty name of Jesus. Within the limited time that I have, I would like to speak to us, about a topic that the Almighty God has laid in my heart. And the topic is the journey to a glorious destiny. The journey to a glorious destiny. Our text was taken from the book of Jeremiah chapter 1 from verses 1 to 10. Jeremiah chapter 1 from verses 1 to 10. I discovered even via the scripture that we read this morning that our God is an intentional God. The Almighty God will never do anything without a reason or an intention behind it. I discovered according to that scripture, if you go to Jeremiah chapter 1 verses 5. Jeremiah chapter 1 verses 5. The Almighty God said, before I formed thee in your mother's womb, I knew you. And said, and I have what? Ordained you. I had a preconception about you in my mind even before your father and your mother had an intercourse. The Bible was explaining that to us further in the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. When God decided to create man, the Bible says God created man with an intention in his mind. God did not just create man to leave him on the surface of the earth to wander around. There was an intention in the mind of God concerning his creation. Before the Almighty God decided that you will be conceived in the womb of your mother, the Almighty God had already conceived you in his own mind. Can I announce to you today that the Almighty God has an intention for your life? Can you announce to your neighbor and tell your neighbor, the Almighty God has an intention for my life? There is a reason why I'm here on earth. So therefore, for every manufacturer, the same way they have a purpose for their products, the Almighty God has a purpose for your life. There is a reason why the Almighty God decided that after your birth, you will not be a stillbirth. That you will be alive up to this point. There is a reason behind it. And the fulfillment of that reason is what I call destiny. When a man begins to fulfill the purpose and the reason why he was sent here to this planet Earth, once you begin to fulfill it, I call that destiny. So destiny can simply be defined as the fulfillment of the blueprints of God concerning your life. Destiny can simply be defined as the fulfillment of the blueprints of God concerning your life. The major reason why God decided that you will come to this earth. Minister Leke always says to us that nobody was a product of accidents. They say, well, it was a mistake. I was just chilling out with my girlfriend and we mistakenly had this child. The fact that conception occurred and that child was given birth to, that child is not a mistake. Can you tap your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I'm not a mistake? The Almighty God had a reason for me to be here. So I decided to go further and define what destiny is. I said, number one, destiny, like I said to us, destiny, the number one definition I gave you was that destiny is the blueprint of a man here on earth. Number two, I said, destiny can also be defined as a predetermined course of events for a person or a thing. A predetermined course of events. That means that the way things are supposed to go in your life. There is a place where the Almighty God actually needs you to get to in life. There is a location that the Almighty God needs you to arrive at in life. There are certain areas of life where the Almighty God needs you to be. And you going in that path is what is called destiny. Jeremiah chapter 29 verses 11. Jeremiah chapter 29 verses 11 portrays that point. The Bible made us to understand clearly that the Almighty God has plans for us. The Almighty God has what? Plans for our life. See, I wrote here, I said, God has a roadmap specific for the life of each and every man. He would fulfill the glorious destiny designed for his life if that man can walk on that map. There is a blueprint, there is a map that God has designed for your life, sir. Can I announce to you, the reason why many people are struggling in life is because they have not discovered their blueprint. Many people also in life, they are struggling. It seems like things are not working the way they want it to work. It's simply because they've not gone to their manufacturer to ask that, where is my blueprint? Before any building can be built, there is always an architectural design for that building. Go and ask people that build houses. If you build a house without architectural design, how is it going to look like? There is high probability, there was some collapse in Lagos. There was a particular building that actually happened in Lagos, 5-story building. The architectural design was a story building, but the man decided to keep adding on to it. He forfeited the architectural design. And all of a sudden, just in one day, thousands of people were in that building and it came down. The same thing will happen to the life of a man if you continue living your life without the blueprint of the Almighty God. One day, suddenly, the life of that man will collapse. So there is a blueprint for your life. There is a design that is specific for your life. That's why you don't need to copy anybody in life. Every man's race in life is individual. The fact that your father became a medical doctor, can I announce to you, does not mean that you be a medical doctor. The fact that your father became a pastor does not mean that you become a pastor. The question is, what is the design of God concerning my life as a person? That's the question that you need to ask yourself before you leave this service today, sir. Why did the Almighty God allow me to come to this earth? If there is no reason why you should be on earth, you will be in heaven, sir. You'll still be part of those children that are lining up for the next conception. But the Almighty God has released you to this earth. There must be a reason why you are here, sir. Tap your neighbor one more time. There is a reason why I'm here. And I pray before you leave this service today, you will receive from the Lord in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. So now that we have understood that there is a reason why we are here, but there is a little point I want to put into it, sir. As the Almighty God has a blueprint for your life, I have an announcement to give to you as well. The devil also has a blueprint for your life. If you are not walking in the path that the Almighty God wants you to walk for, can I announce to you, sir, the devil also has plans that he has laid down for your life. If you don't embrace your original manufacturer design from heaven, can I announce to you, sir, the devil also has written one out that he wants you to work on. One is going to lead you to a glorious destiny, while one is going to lead you to a shameful destiny. One is going to make you to be what the Almighty God wants you. The Bible was saying, according to Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Jeremiah 29 verse 11, the Bible says that the thought I have for you are the what? Peace, good, that you might have an expected end. But can I announce to you, John chapter 10 verse 10 talks about the plans that the devil also has. He said he has come to steal, to kill and what? And to destroy. So any destiny that is going towards destruction is from the devil. So as the Almighty God has a plan for your life, sir, can I announce to you the devil also has a plan for your life? Now, it is now a matter of choice. That's why God puts in you a mind for you to be able to make a choice. The Bible says you will hear a voice speaking to you. He will tell you, turn to the left, turn to the right. Now, it is your own choice to decide if I will listen to that voice. It will be your choice to decide if I will go to God to ask him, Daddy, where is my partner? Now, even when the Almighty God has shown you the pattern that this is the way you should go, can I announce to you, it is still a matter of choice. You are the one to make a decision that I am going to go on this path. The Bible says that there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is destruction. You can think, wow, I think I have to go this way. I go, greener pasture. I think I have to go this way. And you go in that way, and you will see that the end where you are going to is actually not where the Almighty God wants you to be. I want to pray for somebody in this place, that anyone that is on your wrong course of life today, the Almighty God will redirect us in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Now, my time is fast spent. There are 3 questions you need to ask yourself if you want to fulfill destiny. There are 3 questions. Please let me tap that brother. There are 3 questions you need to ask yourself. There are 3 questions you need to ask yourself if you want to fulfill destiny. If you want to fulfill a glorious destiny in life, there are 3 questions you need to ask yourself. I call them the destiny questions. Number one, you have to ask yourself, where? Please write that down. Where am I going to fulfill this destiny? Can I announce to you that in the place of destiny, location matters a lot. It is not everybody that will prosper in the United States of America. There are some people that their destiny, the Almighty God has designed it that it must be in Nigeria. Say, Oshogo to be precise. There are some people that the Almighty God has decided that you are not staying in Nigeria. You need to be in the United States of America. You must be able to sit down with God and ask the Almighty God, on the blueprint of my life, where is the location for this fulfillment? There is a location, sir. See, your location is not necessarily tied to where you are giving birth to. You might not necessarily have to be where you are giving birth to. But there is a location, and I'm talking about a physical location. Genesis chapter 13, verses 8 to 12. Genesis chapter 13, verses 8 to 12. The Bible was talking about the story of Lot and Abraham. You know, they got to a point, Lot became very rich. Abraham too became very rich. They just came out of Egypt. The Almighty God blessed them so much. So there was quarrel between the herdsmen of Lot and herdsmen of Abraham. And Abraham told Lot, he said, just look anywhere you want, and pick a place where you would like to settle down. And wherever you pick, I will go the opposite direction. The Bible said that Lot did not get enough sense to ask the Almighty God, where is the blueprint? Where am I supposed to actually establish life? Lot just looked up, and the Bible says he saw some places that was watered, it was well watered, it was green, it was a nice place where he could take his sheep to for them to go and graze. And he said, I will take that place. The name of that place is Sodom. If you go to the book of Genesis chapter 19, one morning the Almighty God just woke up and said, I want to destroy the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. Everything that Lot had worked for years was destroyed in the temple of an hour. Because a man could not discern the place of his location in his destiny. Location matters a lot in destiny, sir. So everybody is going to UK. Sir, don't rush with them, sir. Go and sit down with God and ask the Almighty God, where exactly am I supposed to fulfill destiny? Where is the place of my glorious destiny? There is a location to it. There is a location to where the Almighty God. I wrote here, I said, your location should not be tied to physical allocations. People are saying we are going to greener pastures. Somebody called me sometime during the week. I said, sir, I want to leave Nigeria. You know, you are abroad. Right? You know, when people say we are abroad, that's what they help us. We are abroad. We are very broad. Amen. Praise God. He said, you know, you've been abroad for so many years. I want to seek advice from you. If you are here with me, you will run back home. You know, this brother said he wants to leave him and his fiancée and then go marry abroad, if possible, Canada to be precise. He said, it is well. I asked him, sir, have you prayed about it? He said, sir, if it's not because of my younger brother, I've gone since, so I've been trying to pay his school fees, but now I'm done with him, so I need to leave him. People want to just live where they are and just move, sir. Many of them are not thinking just like Lot. And they end up going to a particular place and they waste all of their life in that place. They come back home and have nothing to show for it. Because they've not discovered the place of where, the place of location in their destiny. It is very vital and very important. I saw a story again in the Bible, Genesis chapter 12, Genesis chapter 26, verses 1 to 12. Genesis 26, 1 to 12. You know the story of Isaac. God said to him, see, brother, I can see what is going on in your mind. Because your father went to Egypt and was successful there, does not mean that you will go to Egypt and be successful. There is famine in this land. God said to him, stay in this land. Verses 12 of that scripture, Genesis chapter 26, the Bible says, and Isaac sowed in that location, and he reaped an hundredfold. Where everybody was struggling, if that place is your place of destiny, you will be successful. Where everybody are hustling, when you are in your right location, nothing, your allocations will come to you. Because that's where you are supposed to be. So please, don't take God out of the equation in the journey of your life. You need to ask him, Lord, where are we going to? The scripture was speaking in the book of Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. The Bible says that you should what? Acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. So lean not unto your understanding. In all thy ways, acknowledge the Almighty God and he will direct your paths. I know some people where I want to be. little bit I feel like I think the Almighty God is saying I should go. Say, God forbid, me, I'm going to US. I say, okay. The fact that you're going to US, I don't mean I'm going to US with you. Where God wants me to be, I will be there. You have to sit down and hear from the Almighty God. Let's move on, got my time. Number 2 question you should ask yourself. Number 2 question of destiny, if you are writing down, is the question of when. The number 1 question you should ask yourself is where. The number 2 question is when, sir. Some people, there's something in the car called timing belts. If that timing belt is bad, your car will be skipping. Some people are skipping destiny. They are skipping what the Almighty God is supposed to do for them because they are not following the timing of God. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. The Bible says, for the vision is for yet an appointed time. Sir, there is a timing for every single section of your life. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verses 1. You can read that word. But Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verses 1. The Bible says that there is time for everything under the sun. The Bible says, can we go to the book of, I want to, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verses 1. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. My time is fast spent, please. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. The Bible says, to everything there is what? There is a season and a time for every purpose in life. There is a time. I wrote here, I said, there is something called divine timing. You must understand what is heaven doing concerning my destiny at this time that we are, sir. What am I doing? Where am I in this time? Where is my location? So timing and location, they work together. There is a time for everything. Say you can't rush God because I don't think it's very hilarious. Say you can't rush God because He's the ancient of days. It's very easy. He's the rock of ages. No rushing. There is a time for every section of your life. Some of us, we have gone ahead of God. What you are supposed to have in 5 years, you are only rushing to get it now. For that reason, you fail. Because you are going before God. There is timing for everything. John chapter 2 verse 4. John chapter 2 verse 4. Jesus Christ said to his mother, woman, why are you disturbing me? For my hour hath not yet come. Sir, Jesus Christ knew from birth, at the age of 12, they could see in his life that this man, there is something special about him. He might be a man of God. But the scripture made us to understand that this man named Jesus did not do anything for 30 years until his time came, sir. As he was growing, at the age of 18, he was sensing the anointing upon his life, but there was a time for the manifestation. I said, if you appear before your time, sir, you will disappear when your time comes. Anybody that appears suddenly will disappear suddenly. There is a place of timing in our destiny. Ask the Almighty God, in this time, what am I supposed to be doing now? When it is not time for you to show yourself, don't show yourself, sir. When it is time for you to show yourself, don't be hiding. There is time for everything. There is time for everything. Time is tied to every single thing. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11. He said, I returned and I saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. The Bible says, nor bread to the wise. The Bible says, both time and chance happen to them all. So if you see others going ahead of you, sir, tell yourself, when my time comes, I will show up. You might not be driving a car right now. Probably your time has not come. But that does not mean that a car was not designed in your destiny. The only question is, am I due for it yet? If you go and drive a car before your time comes, it's that same car that will crash you, sir. There is timing in our destiny. You must be ready to ask the Almighty God, what season am I now? What am I supposed to be doing in my destiny? And my classmates have gone ahead of me. They have done with MD5, MD8, MD20. I'm in MD5. Ask Daddy, what am I supposed to be doing now? Probably you are supposed to sit down and be studying now, but you are chasing rotations. And at the end of the day, the person who was waiting goes ahead of you. Or probably you are supposed to be moving while you must understand the timing. And that's why I said you cannot subtract God from your life. No man will fulfill a glorious destiny if he subtract the Almighty God from the journey of life. It's our year of his riches, riches of his glory. But you must understand the divine timing. Very important. Very, very important. So that's okay. Yeah, let me just give you one more illustration. Say the lack of understanding of time has created the greatest problem that we have in the world today. You know, while I was studying, I just remember that because Abraham could not wait, Sarah was feeling that God is becoming late. He promised us that he would give us a son. I think God is late. Let us take one of the maids. What's the name of the maid? Hagar or Hagar? Anyone? Hagar. He brought her out and she gave birth to a child named what? Ishmael. And by the time the Almighty God was ready in the book of Genesis chapter 18, we gave birth to the son named what? Isaac. And today to tomorrow, there is always a war between the descendant of Israel, of Isaac, and the descendant of Ishmael. That's the Christian and the Muslim. Because a man could not understand the timing of God. He created a world problem. It's a world problem. The entire universe is suffering it up. Because one man could not understand the place of time. So you can ruin the destiny of your generation if you don't understand the place of time in your destiny. You can ruin the entire generation coming down your lane simply because you have not been able to understand the timing. So life is very vital. You must take it seriously. We are not living life just gallivanting and joking over it. There are plans that God has made. And we are serious about it. So we need to take life more seriously. God has laid down everything in his own time. The Bible says God makes everything good in his own time. There is a God time to everything. There is a God time to everything. Now the last point here says, the first one is what? The first question is what? The second question is what? Now, the last question you have to ask yourself is with whom? Who am I going on this journey with? And I announce to you, not everybody that you are playing with today are supposed to be on the destiny journey of the life. Some relationships are ladders in destiny, while some relationships are sinkers of destiny. I can announce that to you, sir. There are some relationships that when you get into them, sir, you are rest assured that I'm having a glorious destiny. I have some friends, I call them destiny friends. I just know my tomorrow will be alright just because the Almighty God has put these guys around me. You know, when Moses was praying for the house of Israel, they were having a battle and what was going on. The Bible said that Aaron and Hur, they were by his side all lifting up his hands. That's the relationship, sir. You need men that will lift up your hands when they are weak. In the race of your destiny, there will be junctions in your life where you'll be tired. The question is, who are the men that are surrounding you? Are they the ones that will bring more stress upon your life? Or the ones that will elevate your spirit and cause you to be on your own? In the place or in the question of with whom, it deals with the people that will help you fulfill your destiny. And I wrote here, I said, this cut across friends. This cut across some life partners and friends of destiny. When I was studying about 2 days ago, Proverbs chapter 19. That was my morning devotion. I just decided to take Proverbs chapter 19 and dissect it. And I got to a particular junction in Proverbs 19. The Bible said, a good house, good land, good property, you inherit them from your father. But a good wife is that can only come from God. So we inherit a wife from God. If you go and inherit a wife from the street, I can announce to you, sir, your destiny will be stripped apart. Your life partner is very important in the fulfillment of your destiny. You can't just meet a lady. I'm talking to the brothers now. You can't just meet anybody anyhow and decide that they will be my life partner. You must be ready to ask yourself a question. Is this the man or the woman that will walk with me down in the path of destiny? Genesis chapter 2 verse 24. Genesis chapter 2 verse 24. The Bible says that God make man and woman to come together. The Bible says that a man shall leave his father and mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and the both of them shall be what? One flesh. They are becoming one flesh so that they can run together. If they are two, they will run separate ways. Two of them come together, they bring their destiny together and get to the place where the Almighty God wants them to get to. Amos 3:3 says, can two work together except they agree? See, you must be working with people that agree with your destiny, sir. Amos 3:3. The man, the woman that God has designed for you to get your glorious destiny. Relationship matters in the matter of destiny. Relationship, friends, life partners, they matter in the fulfillment of destiny. I wrote some few quotes here. Let me say them to you. Say, if you want to go alone, you will go what? Fast. If you want to go alone in life, you will go fast. But can I announce to you, you can go fast in the wrong direction. You will just be going fast, you'll be ahead of everybody. But because you are going alone, nobody is by your side, nobody to guide you, you are going on your own. But if you want to go, but if you go with others, you are going far. If you go fast, you can run and get to a point where you become tired. That's why the Bible was talking in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, 9 to 12. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, 9 to 12. The Bible says that for two are what? Are better than one. Because together, with their labor, they will have what? They will have a great reward. Sir, in the matter of destiny, there is a place of support system. Relationship as support system in your destiny matters. So don't joke with people that you relate with. And don't trivialize when God sent an destiny helper your way. There are many people, because of your attitude, your misbehavior, you have sent away a man that is supposed to be a friend, a genuine friend that is supposed to help you in destiny. So be sensitive enough to know the people that are around you, sir. Look at some example in scripture. Look at some example in scripture. 1 Samuel chapter 18, 1 to 4. 1 Samuel chapter 18, 1 to 4. The story of David and Jonathan. The Bible says these men, they love themselves so much. I can announce to you, if not for Jonathan, Saul would have killed David a long time ago. Friends of destiny. We saw another negative impact of a friend. A negative impact of a friend is 2 Samuel 13. 2 Samuel, you can read this when you get home. 2 Samuel 13, 1 to 22. 2 Samuel 13, 1 to 22. Ammon, the son of David, and Jonadab. Ammon was saying that I feel like committing adultery with my sister. I think a good friend is supposed to tell him that is an abomination. How will you do this? How will you sleep with your sister? He said, I am feeling, I'm horny. I want to sleep with her. And the friend said, you know what you will do? Just pretend that you are sick. Then I'll be the one to go and call your daddy. When daddy comes, tell him that you want Tama to prepare bread for you. And when she comes into the room, send everybody out and do what you have to do. Good friends will give you good advice. Friends that want you to be fulfilled in life, they will lift you to the right direction in life, sir. Jonathan was not one of those. Judges chapter 16, verse 1 to 31. Judges 16, 1 to 31. A great man of God named Samson. He also went through a relationship with a woman named Delilah. And that was how he shortened his destiny. I was talking with Sister Jennifer yesterday. I said, she never knew what I was going to minister on, but I was just having a discussion with her. I said, the destiny of a man cannot be stopped. The destiny of a man here on earth, it can be elongated, it can be delayed, and it can be cut short by taking off your life. The devil, if you decide to stick with God, the devil can't change your destiny, sir. He can't change it. That's why there is this song that we used to sing, Destiny Changer. No, God has a design of your life from the beginning. He doesn't need to change it. He did not make a mistake while he was in heaven designing your destiny. So that song is quite, shaky. You can say destiny helper. He can help your destiny because he already has a blueprint of it from the beginning. But the devil can look for a pothole for your life to be open and he cut off your life and your destiny is shortened. That was what happened to Samson because of wrong relationship. He went to join himself to Delilah, a Philistine. The Almighty God has said to them, if you want to be in a relationship with anybody, stay in the family of God. Stay in the family of God. But this man said, no, it is that beautiful girl. And the Bible made us to understand that she deceived him until they plucked out his eyes and he lost his destiny. In conclusion, as I begin to wrap up, I wrote here, I said, a glorious destiny can only be found in God. If a man is not in God, no matter the wealth that he has accomplished, no matter the fame that that man has accomplished, I can announce to anybody that that destiny is not glorious. The end thereof will still be destruction. You know, the ultimate destination or the destiny of a man is either heaven or hell. Whatever the Almighty God uses to accomplish here on earth, the question you are supposed to ask yourself is, where am I going to end this? Is it in heaven or in hell? If your name should appear on Forbes for 30 years and you end up in hell, it's as though as if you have not lived everything. You only wasted the design of the Almighty God from heaven. So when we are talking about a glorious destiny, we are talking about a man that has accepted his original blueprint from God. As I said to us, the devil, see, for every original there is a counterfeit. For everything God has made, there is a counterfeit that the devil himself is penetrating. So it now depends on you, which one are you accepting, sir? I can announce to you, if you accept Jesus today, you are accepting the blueprint of your life, the original design. And I can announce to you, God cannot call you to make you suffer. He said, the thought I have towards you are the thought of good. Jeremiah chapter 29, the thought of good and not of evil. But John chapter 10 verse 10, the Bible said that the devil has some thoughts for you and it's for destruction. So it is before you this day, which one do you want to choose? A glorious destiny in God, or the one that you want on your own and you meet with the devil and he decides to cut it short the way you feel like. No matter what the devil offers you in life, sir, the end is still destruction. No matter what, no matter the wealth, no matter the beautiful things of life that the devil offers you, the end is still destruction. Can we bow down our heart and talk to God? I don't know which one you want to embrace, but if you want to embrace the blueprint of God, you need to accept Jesus into your life. See, I began to understand lately that some of us, we are saved, but we have not accepted the Lordship of Jesus. We have not got to the point where Jesus is the Lord and Savior of our life, where we begin to release our life voluntarily to God without we having to withdraw or hold back on anything. We have not gotten to the point where you are saying, God, it is your will or nothing. Some of us, we still want our will to prevail. We still make choices based on our feelings, not based on what God is saying. This is the junction where you want to release your life to God and say, Lord, I know I have been saved, I know I have received in my life, but I want to release my life to you. Then you become the Lord of my life. I want you to be the director of this life. I want to stay away from the driver's seat. I want you to take over the driver's seat. I want you to be the one to drive the vehicle of my life. If you are here and you want to make that decision, you can be saying, Lord, I am born again before, but today I want you to take charge of my life. I want you to direct my steps so that my end can be glorious. If you are here, you want me to pray with you, or you want us to pray with you, you can raise up your hand. I have said to us, I don't know how many of us were there. I said,